Hi friends, I'm Sincerely Unique. I've been meaning to make this video for like a month now, and this certain post on the FFXIV subreddit finally convinced me to sit down and make this video. This post is by a Mad Maxi 36. Delubrum resistance weapon farm post Endwalker is horrible. I almost got all of the resistant weapons before the launch of Endwalker, but I'm trying to get the remaining ones, and I have to say I really wish Square fixed stuff like Bozja and Eureka to make it not horribly painful to do if you missed a window of it being popular. Grinding Delubrum is beyond awful. I queued expecting to wait a long time, instead the queue pops within 10 minutes. I queue on Scholar and see the only other people are Scholar and Bard, even though we all knew what we were doing and DPSing like crazy. The echo buff is not enough. It almost took 2 hours. If we all didn't know mechanics easily, we could have easily timed out. The weird thing is, we passed the DPS check with the 4 bosses second try. I queue in again, this time on Black Mage, thinking this will be a cakewalk. Flare Star, massive damage, faster, right? Wrong. Again, queue is less than 10 minutes, but it's me, Samurai, and a Sage this time. Should be great, right? We all had essences and buffs, the works. We completely stomped the first 2 bosses, get to the 4, and suddenly the DPS check is so tight we can't take them all down, even though we were bursting them down way faster than my last run. The group ends up disbanding after 2 tries with the same issue, because it's basically impossible. We don't have any stronger essences because now we're just stuck. Honestly, if Delubrum Reginae is going to stay the way it is, and matchmaking is just going to match tiny groups with no guarantee that you can even get a tank or a healer, stuff like that, DPS check needs to go if you have the echo buff, because it's just more than a nightmare. Or let us earn or buy time-worn relics outside of Delubrum Reginae. I feel so bad for people who want a resistance weapon and couldn't play during Endwalker pre-launch because it's shockingly painful now. Anyway, rambling over, just had to get it off my chest in a way that could make me believe anyone could actually change something might see it, because it's such a shame. Delubrum Reginae, Bozja, and stuff like Eureka are fun content if you actually have people, so it sucks if you don't even want to try to get the glam because it's such a big slog now. That's such a long read. I tried going through that as fast as I could. Now, I'm a huge fan of exploration content in Final Fantasy XIV. I did Bozja content as it was new since patch 5.45 with the release of Delubrum Reginae, and even cleared Delubrum Reginae Savage with my cute little gear here before the implementation of the Resistance Honor stat buffs. Right before Endwalker launch, I did all of the Eureka story, including my first clear of the Baldesion Arsenal. I don't really agree with that post about Eureka necessarily being dead. It honestly might depend on your data center. For example, if you're on like Materia, that's probably not going to work out. One thing I do appreciate about Eureka over Bozja is that people are always coming back to Eureka, including for the Baldesion Arsenal. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about Bozja. One reply that did catch my eye was this one right here. Wow, this is a disappointing post. I'm on Materia OCE and only post Heavensward content, but I've gotten both my Realm Reborn and Heavensward relics. I was looking forward to collecting the others as I got to them, but this reads like it'll be near impossible. Materia already suffers from really low players at the times I'm active, had 30-minute waits for roulettes. And we're getting new data centers in EU and North America soon, and I just worry about people who want to tackle this content. Hey, so one thing I'm going to splice in the middle of this video that I completely forgot to talk about was the comments about, oh, just use Party Finder, just use Party Finder to do this stuff. Here's my problem with using Party Finder. Every time I see it, it takes forever to even just get 8 people. And I think your only option for Delubrum Reginae is either 8 or 24 or something like that, right? Let me check right now. I just checked on Party Finder. You can only do 8 or 24 people for Delubrum Reginae normal. The problem is if you want to bring in 24 people, I believe you have to have all 24 if you want to do Delubrum Reginae. I don't think that's a fix. I don't think just forming a Party Finder is the fix for this type of stuff. There has to be something more. I wish they would incentivize people to come back to Delubrum Reginae, like give daily EXP, weekly EXP, I don't know. See, I really wish they took the time like they did with the Baldesion Arsenal and add a token in there to give gear that would help new players. Sorry, I'm not being clear here. So what I like about the Baldesion Arsenal, as I've mentioned already, is that it drops tokens that you can put on the market board, let other people buy, and those people can trade it in for gear that lets you be way stronger in the exploration content. The problem with Bozja over Eureka is that there's not only just one raid in that, like for example in Eureka, there's only one raid that you have to clear for the story, and people run it all the time. That raid was given such good rewards that help feed the life cycle of Eureka, helps out players with new gear with the elemental bonus, right? But Bozja doesn't really do that. You get gear that helps players who already just want to farm metal or farm for their alt relics. There isn't really anything there to help the loop of Bozja. And I really wish the devs sat down and did something like that, because the Baldesion Arsenal having tokens that aren't market prohibited, and you can get elemental bonus gear to help you hit harder and take less damage in Eureka. It was just such a nice way to keep the loop going. Just to help out new players once you've finished your business in Eureka. There isn't really anything like that in Bozja. Most of the stuff you get in Delubrum Reginae is market prohibited. It's such a tragedy. The problem with Delubrum Reginae is that if you want to work on your relic weapon here, like the shiny little weapon I have, you have to do, for one step of the relic weapon here, I'll try to post a screenshot if I remember. You have to either do Delubrum Reginae or deal with RNG and try to climb down Palace of the Dead with the other. And that is so horrible. And if you want to even finish the Bozja story, you have to get a clear of Castrum Lacus Latore, which is a raid that people aren't really queuing for because all people really do in Bozja nowadays is farm EXP. Get a clear of Delubrum Reginae, which if you're a brand new player, you're gonna only have like, what, 4 other people with you, unless if you make a party finder? That's not gonna work. And you have to get a clear of the Dalriada, which people are definitely not queuing for. It is really such a shame the state Bozja was left in versus if you compare it to the state Eureka's left in. In one of my videos here on the channel, I talked about that Eureka is still alive and well. I was able to queue up for content and to be able to farm for my relic solo pretty easily in Eureka. I started off with a group, but I went off around Pyros, Hydados, and still managed to find trains of people who could work on this stuff. I can solo the stuff in Bozja now because I have all the resistance honors and this amazing haste gear, but I feel like it's just so difficult for new players nowadays, and I really hope the devs look back on it. Currently, this video is being recorded on April 7th, right before 6.1 launch, and back in 5.1, the devs added buffs to Eureka, and I'm hoping that the devs will quietly add buffs to help make Bozja content more solo-friendly. Let me know in the comment section below what y'all think. How do you feel about Eureka nowadays? How do you feel about Bozja nowadays? Are you excited to not go back? Are you afraid of if the devs are going to bring back exploration content in the future here in post-Endwalker? If you want me to do another type of Final Fantasy XIV discussion video about stuff, I don't know, just let me know and I'll think about it. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I can catch you in whatever I make next. Alright, bye-bye now.